Uh, Friday night finale. What do we say? I really don't know. I know what I'm going to start off out of respect. I'm going to start off with the prayer out of respect for Myrna. I don't know if Myrna will be on tonight. I had a very, very good talk with her this morning at 6 o'clock in the morning. And she caught me on the pot. But we had a very good talk. She needs prayers, guys. She needs people to be there to give her a hi, tell her we're thinking of her, tell her we love her. She's going through a lot, much more than any person should. So, dear Lord, as we come here tonight on Friday night, we say prayer first because we need to say prayer for Myrna, who once again is going through the tragic loss of a loved one. In Myrna's life, Lord, it seems like one minute her loved ones are there and the next minute there's not. There's no rhyme or reason why they're leaving the way they do. But sometimes, Lord, it's time to say enough. Please, enough. Please take some of this burden off of this beautiful young lady. Look after her. Take care of her. See her through this. Lord, I come to you and pray to you also for Boogaloo, who is a sick little girl. Why? I ask why, Lord, is she so sick? When we have the healing powers to heal her, Lord, why is she not getting healed? I'm not questioning you, but I'm questioning your help, your main person. And maybe, just maybe, he needs to start doing things right instead of what makes him look good. We love the man. We love your leader. But it's time to start taking care of the people. Lord, people are dying that shouldn't be. Now, you can always say, no one says who should and shouldn't because it's all in your hands. And we accept that. But it's always, to me, been about the children. And now a little 2-year-old is sick. And as John said to me, he was able to get her some medicine yesterday because she was really hurting. It's one thing to be sick, but hurting also, Lord. And we're just asking you to look after all of them, all the children in the world, and help them. We have the technology, we have everything, Lord, to help us all. And we ask you and pray to you to take care of all of us, look after all of us, and bring this silly movie to an end. We pray to you in our Savior, your Son's name, Jesus Christ. Amen and amen. There you have it, guys. It's going to be a rough show for me tonight because it is. I mean, it's when Patriot Diane with two N's yesterday tried to get a hold of me, and I messaged her back, and she told me about Myrna's husband. We both, when's enough? When's enough? I don't know. I just know that it should be enough by now. And then we get the news from John about the little one, and it's like the song. It's never ending, never ending. We just need to stop it. I'm going to talk about several other things. Our friend Sky has made it back into the picture again, being her. I wonder if she ever gets tired of bouncing off the walls. I have no idea. Because it's like, one minute she's here and she's the leader of the pack, and the next minute she's 100% totally different. So with that being said, I'm gonna talk about the children. Then I'm going to do the pledge, the song, and then we'll get into the show. But if I seem not my normal self tonight, I'm not. And I'll get into that too. But Super Jimmy, there's so much going on. But every time, everything I look at, it's, how do I want to put this? They're there, they're ready. They're going up in every major city as we speak. They're in every major city as we speak. And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, wow, if they're in every major city, that means we're going to get a chance at them. And we're going to get the people who are in there who really need them. So don't worry about them, buddy. Enjoy your weekend. Be a kid. We're going to do everything we can to take care of Mommy. And then Patriot 11, as I was talking to your grandma the other day, and I says, I procrastinated. I wanted to talk to the little man before he went back, but I thought I had time. See, because when he finally got there, when his school got out, my grandkids' school had been out for, I don't know, 2-3 weeks. And I thought, well, he's going to be 2-3 weeks behind him. And he may have, but his dad had some business in the town close, and he decided to go home. And you can understand it. He misses his mom. He loves his grandparents, but he also misses his mom and dad and his animals and his horse. And, you know, it's very, very understandable. Patriot Hunter and Patriot Haley, you know, you're patriots with us because of him. But I do hope someday we do meet. I do hope that you've watched at least one video and see that we're talking about you. Patriot Hawaiian 6, you know, you're there in Hawaii and you're going through so much. And Bill, I want to talk about that 215 pounds in the show in a little bit. I didn't get to see everything you said there, but, you know, Patriot Karate Kid and Patriot Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. All I can say. You got a great mom. Patriot Princess and Patriot Hunter, our ball player. You got a great grandmother. So many of you kids have such great leadership in your family. Believe in what they're doing, because they're going to lead you to be the leaders of this world. But it's going to be a different world. Patriot Little Leona, we still pray for you every day because of your upcoming battle with that surgery you're going to have. And believe me, little girl, I know what it's like for a little baby to go through a surgery. My granddaughter, little Kira, Patriot Kira, she went through 2 of them. Then you have, you know, Patriot Boog and Boogaloo and Boogaroo, and Boogaloo is not doing good, guys. Keep her in your prayers, please. Keep all the kids in your prayers. But Boogaloo is 2 years old, and she really needs us. Patriot Super Gymnast is back in her way. You know, she's around a certain person, so Papa doesn't matter. But that's okay. No matter what she does, I'm always there for her. She's 9 years old, and a certain person likes to try to put things in her head about Papa. What are you going to do? Patriot 7. Really proud of that little boy. He, in a way, reminded me for a while of me. He loves sports. Baseball is his favorite sport. And the league he played in this past year, he totally dominated. He went from a couple years ago being the youngest in the league to this year being the oldest. And he dominated. But he got no recognition because this was the league. It didn't matter how far you hit the ball. You could only go one base at a time. And then the final batter up in the inning got to get a home run every time. I think they batted him last one time. But he loves sports. He loves fishing. He just asked me again tonight about going fishing. And he's like me. He's not big into the schoolwork, especially when it comes to reading. He's very good in math. So was I. Numbers always came just like that to me. And I taught him some ways, and he pretty much the same. But he found some books he liked, and I never asked him what they were. And my daughter posted a video on there yesterday on the book face and said, "I'm so proud of this young man." Today in school, he ran up to me in the hallway, and he gave me a hug, and he said, "Mom, I read this whole book today." Then we got tested on it, and I got a 100. And he was so proud. He went home that night, and he picked up another book similar to it, and he started reading it, and he read it last night. Today, when I left, he was out playing with his guns. There you go. But it's weekend. That's when you play. I played all the time, but maybe that's why I wasn't a good student. But, Patriot Small Hank, I might have got him in trouble last night. He was sitting in the house. Before I came down to Ron's, he's sitting there, and I don't know where his dad was. I don't think his dad got home from work. He had to make his 1 day a month appearance at work because he works from home. But a lot of management was coming in and from out of state, and they wanted all management in there. So he went up down in the Chicagoland area, and I have no idea where his mom is. I'm going to tell you, she can be standing in the same room. I have no idea where she is. I'm just joking. But he's sitting in there, and he's playing with his Legos, and he's so proud of them. And he says, "Look at what I built. I built a skyscraper." And I said, "Look at what I am. I'm a crane," and I come down and smashed him. Now you would think he would get mad. He didn't. Because he knew when he said it, I was going to do it. I said, "How come you're not?" Because on the TV, I had been watching Chicago PD. I said, "Why are you still watching Chicago PD? Why ain't you watching your cartoons?" He says, "Well, I was grounded. I can't watch my cartoons." I said, "Really?" He said, "Yeah." And I says, "But I like this one cartoon." And he said, "That's my favorite." And I knew this. I said, "Well, I'm going to sit down and watch it." Now he's sitting there. So I watched the whole one with him. Second one come on, and they're like 30 minutes long. I said, "Well, I got to go down to Uncle Ron's and get supper ready. I'm going to shut TV off." So I said, "I don't want to get you in trouble." So I got up, I walked out the door, and he started yelling, "Grandpa Hank, Grandpa Hank, Grandpa Hank." I just kept walking like I didn't hear him, got in my car and left. I got down to my house, and I sent my son, who was on his way home, a message, and I said, "Hey, I just made a mistake." And he said, "What?" I said, "Well, I turned cartoons on because there's one I like. I didn't know Hank liked them, and he tells me he can't watch them because he's grounded from TV." I said, "But when I left, I forgot to turn the TV off. But as soon as it's done, another one will come on unless he changes it." Well, my son was on his way home, and he sent me a message back, and he said, "Nope, it was over. He didn't watch anymore. He just watched what you watched." And he said, "Dad, you know how we live." If mom doesn't know, it's not lying. And she found out about it and she approached me this morning. And I won't tell everybody what I told her, but let's put it this way. She walked out the door like this. You know, there's certain things you don't do to me. You do not come after my grandkids. You don't come after my grandkids. You don't come after people I care for. And there's some idiots out there that's starting to do that. And they're going to pay for it. They're going to pay for it like they never thought possible. Because this old man here is about ready to cut off and bring the big guns in and put an end to this bull crap. So anyway, Patriot little monkey, I babysat her all day today. Brought over to the house. She started playing with the toys. I said, "You ready to go swimming?" And she said, "Yeah." I got her ready, and we went out and got in the pool, and she looks at me after about a half an hour, and she says, "Papa, it's hot. I'm ready to go in." I said, "Okay, 5 more minutes." That 5 minutes turned into an hour. Because every time after that I was ready to get out. 5 more minutes, Papa. Well, we finally did get out, but the sun, it wasn't as hot today, but the sun really took it out of her. So that's where we're at there. And then Patriot little Kara, I can't believe she has hair down to here. I mean, it's long. Should be 9 months old. September 13th. But yet, no teeth. I think she's about ready to take off crawling. And, once they take off crawling, then all of a sudden it's pulling yourself up. And then all of a sudden it's taking that first step and crying because you fall, but you get back up. I mean, it's a beautiful time when a child is like that because they're showing you how independent they are. We have our 3 college kids who have completed their first week of school now. Maybe second, I don't know. First. The 2 Illinois State ones and the Missouri one. And there's just so much going on, guys, and we just have to keep praying for the kids. 100% of them. Where we go one, we go all. Well, we just got to make sure all kids are taken care of. With that, I'm going to pledge allegiance, and I'm going to play the song, and then we're going to get into the show. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd work for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, where the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. Proud to be an American, where it is I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, oh, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston, and New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say,
Yes, I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I believe we are. And I believe
Patsive sweatshirt on
that you're going to see a lot
only for
of the proof that we're
$1.49
free.
you can get one. Extended sizes are from extra large
As I
to
was
extra
talking
large.
a little bit ago, I said something that I think it was to Bill about 215 pounds. And I said I wanted to talk to you about that. Well, on Bookface, there's a guy I'm friends of. And I never understood why I was friends of him other than the fact I really cared for his dad, who was the brother to my brother-in-law. And I kind of think I became this guy's friend because this is a total 100% version of a Jerk. So, that being said, he posts today and he says the hat cannot stop lying. He listed himself at 215 pounds. One of his legs weighs more than 215 pounds. He's the biggest liar that's ever lived. To say I ripped him a new one is an understatement. But by doing it, I did it very, very professionally. And I said, you can bet there's something to do with that 215 pounds. But I said to this guy, I says, I have some questions for you. Let's see if you can answer them. Number one, we don't care if you dislike him. But how can you support the other guy? Let's look at the facts. The facts. Gas was under $2 a gallon with our guy. What is it now? I was just up in Joliet 2 weekends ago. 2 weeks ago today, on a Friday, we was up in Joliet, and it was over $5 a gallon. Around where I'm at, where I go over here in Herscher, it's been running $3.71. Well, $3.71 or $1.75, which would you rather pay? I said, he's getting indicted because he has proof of what happened to him. He has proof. He's never sold the USA to other countries. He's never taken millions of dollars from other countries. He's never committed treason like other people have on not one, not two, not three, but many, many more cases. And I asked him 3 or 4 more questions. And I said, I'm anxiously awaiting your answers. I said, I know it's a sad time for you. Your dad's gone. Your uncle's gone. So now you actually have to stand like a man and answer somebody. And I said, and I tell you what I'm going to do. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you what your reply is going to be right now. And I sent a reply to his aunt, who is a very sweet young lady. I've known her my whole life. And I said, when your nephew tries to reply, this is going to be his reply to what I just said. She said, I just read what you just said, and I'm anxiously waiting for his reply. And I took one of those emojis, them little yellow emojis, the one with it, yeah, laughing like crazy, you know. I said, that's going to be his reply. Because he likes to shoot his mouth off, Sharon. But he never has anything to back it up with. And that's your whole party of the cabal. They like to shoot their mouth off. They like to steal. They like to do this. They like to do that. But they have no backing. This afternoon, person come on and says, hey, dude, we're waiting for your reply to them questions. 4 or 5 more people come on. He finally replied with the exact same emoji that I told him he would. I said, if you think I'm lying, you check with your aunt. Actually, it's his first cousin. I was thinking it was his aunt. The first cousin's mom was the aunt, but in the family, a lot of first cousins were as close as his aunts, and it's just the way things happen. So, I do not understand the love affair for this idiotic person. But some people opened my eyes to Sleepy. How are they going to prove he's not who he is? How are they going to do what they say they do? And I believe it was John Kennedy. I think it was John Kennedy that posted. It may have been someone else. And if it is, I'm sorry. Guys, I have had a very bad week as far as health. But I'm getting through it. I believe it was John Kennedy, and he says, the truth's going to come out when they arrest Sleepy. Because the people who arrest him are going to demand fingerprints. Uh-oh. Them fingerprints ain't going to match. It's going to come out that he was a farce. Well, we've known it for years, but I just really liked that. I really did. I thought that was an amazing, amazing thing. In the song, I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I'd stand up next to you. In behind me, you can see there's a flag. John Elway, Washington, I don't know what their names is, Commanders. It used to be Redskins. I still call them Redskins. I see nothing wrong with it, but if other people do, that's up to them. He's in charge of the Washington Redskins, and he put out a statement yesterday. Any of my football players decide to kneel while the national anthem is playing, walk off the field because you are fired. Since then, I've seen 5 other teams have followed him. That's not enough. Every team has to do it. You're going to play an American game in America, and you won't stand for the national anthem. Get out. Another team, I can't remember who it was, 9 players have said they will walk away and they will not play if this team signs that Kyle Kaepernick, that guy that made such a big, he's become a multimillionaire out of his bullcrap because he wasn't saying. That's how sad the cabal is. They're paying people to go out and cut our country down. Now, as we listen, now guys, I want you to listen to this. Because as we listen to the hat, he's always saying, Sleepy has taken X amount of millions and maybe more, but that's all they've been able to find from the crane, from China. He's literally sold us off to China. And he's came on and said this time and time again. He said he just took another $5 million not too long ago. But see, my mind is good with numbers and dates and things like that. And I got thinking, okay, there's only 2 or 3 countries in the world right now that accepts a fiat dollar. And from what I understand, BRICS has completely dissolved it. So in essence, it's dead. It'll work here in the United States, but if you're sending to these other 2 countries, how are they going to spend it? They don't even accept it. That's how stupid these people are. But they're smart enough to just keep this going. Now, as you guys all know, my daughter is a teacher. I can't talk to her about her teaching the way I can talk to other people about their jobs because, see, I never had kindergarten when I was in school. We didn't have it. I don't understand it. I tried to get my daughter to explain it to me. But there's a lot of things going on out there, guys. A lot of things going on. The teachers are thinking they're underpaid. Well, tell me a worker. Let me see who we got on here. David, Deborah, Stephanie, Margaret, Jeffrey, Janet, Mike. Who else we got? Mike's all over. But Ann, John. When you worked, didn't you always think you was underpaid? Didn't you always think you should make more? I did. I thought I was worth a lot more than they paid me. But you know, every Friday when they handed me that check, because I took a check all the while I was there, they wanted to direct deposit me. I said, no, I want the money in my hand. I want to cash that check, and I want to make sure it's real. I don't want it deposited. So everybody thinks they're underpaid. But I'm going to go back and tell a quick story here. And when I was in the first grade, my first grade teacher, Mrs. Collins, an elderly lady, she didn't only teach first grade, she taught first and second grade. Mrs. Nutt, she taught third and fourth, and Mr. Cunningham taught fifth and sixth, and also was the principal. They never once, of all the years I knew them, they never once complained about what they made. Mrs. Collins, my first and second grade teacher, she would start off teaching first grade. For the first 6 weeks, the first class was first grade. The second 6 weeks, the first class was second grade, and then the first graders got to sit there. First and second grade, you don't have homework. You don't have all these assignments back then. We sit there and, you know, we were kids. But he taught them. They was also responsible to make sure they got in their seats on time. They was also responsible to make sure that they was supervised at recess. They was also, if you go home for lunch, helping them get their coats and stuff on to get them out of the school to run home, because a lot of kids living in town walked out of the schoolyard into my yard. I wasn't going to eat at their food, and our cook was amazing. Mrs. Burrow was amazing. But I wasn't going to eat there. Now when I could go home and have my mom's beans, have my mom's fried potatoes, and it got to the point as we got older and older, up to the sixth grade, when the kids found out that my mom was making fried potatoes 2 and 3 times a week at lunch, them kids weren't eating. They were coming to my house for fried potatoes. My mom sometimes would cook a 5-10 pound bag of fried potatoes for us for lunch. But the teacher wasn't responsible. She was responsible to make sure they got back, to watch them at recess, because we got a half an hour off for recess. Then we got a third recess. She was responsible to get them on the bus, the ones that were going out of town, and the other ones to go home. And then they left. They did all of that. Mr. Cunningham, the principal, was responsible for the principal duties. They didn't get double paid for teaching 2 classes. He didn't get triple paid for being a principal. But they loved their work because they knew when you went into being a teacher, you knew what to expect. I know teachers that's making in the $40,000, $50,000 range, and all they want to complain about is, we need more money. Everybody needs more money. But you went into a profession, and when you went into it, you knew what your pay was going to be. But see, why does it have to be like that? Why can't they get a raise? Ron, at his age in the 70s, me pushing 70, we have no kids in the school district. But yet our taxes for the school, Herscher School District, doubled this past year. Why are we even paying taxes for them? It makes absolutely no sense at all. Can you shut your phone off if you're not going to answer, please? Oh, no, you're on the show? Well, I don't want them to complain that they can't hear me, so I'll just wait till it quits ringing. Okay.
I've got my phone shut off. But it's still ringing.
So anyway, my idea, I've told you what all the teachers did. They didn't have teachers' aides. bus drivers back then used to get paid $10 in the morning and $10 at night. Now they make close to $30 an hour. It's unbelievable. They have teachers' aides making $20,000 to $25,000 a year. So if you take these guys on the bus or women on the bus, that helps the kid get on, because evidently the parents are not capable to get their kid on a bus anymore. I'm going to tell you right now, in Buckingham, I'm going to give two names. Verl Nutt, he went by Red Nut. And Bert Smith. When they got behind that seat and drove that bus, you sat in your bus seat and you behaved. You did not want him stopping a bus in the middle of the highway and complaining. But now, oh, well, I got to have someone help my little Johnny or my little Susie or my little sweetheart on the bus. No. That's what the parents are for. Well, they both got to work. Piss off. Go in late. Change your job hours. I did. I changed my job hours when I worked. I used to work Monday through Friday so I could have my weekends off. But when I went through some bad things in my marriage, I changed to where I worked the weekends because I knew I had Ron, my mom, and my dad there to watch my kids on the weekend. Now, I always had my mom and my dad there, but that would have been a little bit of a job for two elderly people, two young kids. But on a weekend when I had Ron there, I knew everything was good. So I could go to work and work 12 hours a day on the weekend. So usually Friday and sometimes Monday or Thursday was the only days I wasn't there during the week. But just think, if a school district there's 4 schools in the district, they're all big schools, and if they have, say, 50 teachers' aides, and they're paying them $20,000, that's $1 million, right? Am I right? 20 times 50, 20 times 10 it'd be 200, and 200 times 5, $1 million. You could take that money and split it up with all of the teachers. And each teacher in that school district probably get another $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 a year. But it gets better. Why do you have to have help getting kids on the bus? Why do senior citizens who have no kids in there have to pay taxes? Doesn't make no sense. And that's what I'm hoping is one of the things that's going to change. And I elaborate a little bit long on it, I'm sorry. But see, it isn't all about what's going on in the thing, because we don't know what's going on. I can sit here and tell you Bruce was really good last night. I thought he was good, and whoever sent it out, thank you. Because right when he got ready to talk about his girl named Sue, bam, it was over. But see, it's not just Bruce. It's Mark. It's Mr. C. It's Charlie Ward. It's Wolvie. It's people that we put our trust in for a long time. They really believe. I'm going to read Bruce here in a minute. But we put our trust in these people, and they're all saying the same thing. When Mr. C literally comes out and says, I think we're really close, then you know we're really close. I've been waiting for that. Ron told me today, he said he thinks we're really close. Mark Z is saying that he has confirmation that there's been a couple people receive money for from the Redemption Center to start their projects. I'm not going to say yay or nay on that. I'm hoping it's true. But there you go again. If people have started their projects and getting money, why aren't we all doing it? When one goes, we all go. We've seen the hat say that how many times? When one goes, we all go. Now, real quickly, I got the last of my currency today. I walked into the post office. The lady in there, we got talking, and my son and my daughter-in-law has packages coming every day. either UPS, FedEx, or USPS. Me and her got talking about it, and she said, so you're who? And I said, I'm Ralph. She said, oh, I've heard things about you. Don't you go also by a nickname in the Patriot movement? I said, yes. Patriot and a number. And I said, 5. She said, I've heard about you. She went on for the next 5 minutes, 10 minutes telling me about her Patriot involvement. Every Friday she wears red. Every election day she wears red. I told her, why not just try to wear it almost every day? And she said, that's a good idea. But she's got a shirt, and the shirt says, Make America Better. Make America Great Again. And she had went into the Cabri post office, and the lady that was working there that day is a very, very strong DEM follower. Can't understand why this lady is a hat follower. And as she said to me, I felt like I was talking to myself. As she says to me, you don't have to love him, but he loves you. Can you say the same thing about the fake person that you follow? Because you know, and then she looks at me and she says this to me, she says, you know, he's just the president of a defunct corporation. And I said, whoa. I said, I got to get your schedule. Come in here Tuesday or Thursday next week when I don't have to watch the little one, and we can talk. She is a true patriot. A true patriot. And that's what we're looking for, guys. A little bit of cleanup. I mentioned about that one girl that I don't care for, Sky. Don't know her, so I really can't say I don't like her. I don't like what she does. I mean, if she changes her underwear as much as she changes her mind, she's got really clean underwear on every minute of every day. Not too long ago, she was telling us she was done. She was cussing these people out. She's tired of the lies. And she disappeared for a couple of weeks. I think the money dried up, so she's got to come back. And if I'm pissing people off because I say this about her, so be it. Because facts are facts. A couple weeks later, she comes back, and now she's been chosen to get the 800 number and put out for the redemption centers. Now, this is a lady that specializes in these special beds. She specializes in that. The things she says about them, okay? But she does this, and now all of a sudden, she has been chosen. She disappears for a couple of days, a week. Now, I know you guys have been posting her videos on my Telegram page, and that's fine. That's fine. But I guess, and I didn't watch it, but I've been told by 10 different people in today's, or the one she posted last, she came out and she says, what if there is no bets? Are you going to exercise? Are you going to work to stay healthy? What are you going to do? Wait a minute. Just 2 weeks ago, lady, you told us you was in charge of this. Everything was a go. And now what if there isn't? As I said, changing your underwear. And that's why I don't like her, because I don't like, and I mean, I'm be honest with you. If she was ever to call me out, I'd have no trouble telling her to her face. I am not perfect. I'm probably one of the worst truthers on here as far as getting the truth out, because I report what I get. People get mad at me sometimes. That's okay. But I still allow you to say what you're supposed to say what you want to say until it gets to a point. But don't come to me. I mean, just think of a yo-yo. She's going to go up and she's going to be happy. But then the yo-yo always goes back down. And she gets, I don't need this, you know. What if they don't happen? Well, as Ron said, we got 6,000 patents going to be released. I'm sure there's something in there that will help us. And if nothing else, we can join Bob's program because he's got all them great programs, all them great products that help, you know. And I mean, I'm not saying that as a joke. From what I understand, these products Bob have are amazing. But I got thinking, we're so close to these beds. What the heck am I worrying about that for? God could have took me any time, 8 different times. He didn't. I think I'm here for a reason. So, and the last thing I want to talk about before I read Bruce is the fact that on my Telegram page, there's some people posting things, making it look like Ron's posting it. He's not. Think about when Ron posts, he always has a little trademark, and I'm not going to tell you what it is. If you don't know it, I'm not going to tell you here, because the people who is using him, they think they're so smart. And you know what? They're probably the dumbest people in the world. We're on to them. You know, case in point, the other day, I started up my Twitter account. But on my Twitter account, I said I'm a patriot. I go by Patriot5. I'm here to talk to likewise people to learn more about what's going on in the world and what we're going to do to save it. Man, I started getting swamped by women after women after women. This one woman come, she said, "Can we talk on Telegram?" I said, "About patriotism?" She said, "Yes." I go over there and I add her, and first picture she sends me is, if my daughter would ever send a picture like that on the internet, I'd kick her butt up and down the street. It was terrible. It was terrible. Raunchy. Nasty. I deleted it. I said, I don't accept pictures like that. Well, how about this? I said, no, we're here to talk patriotism. And I kept going and going and going, and all of a sudden I says to this lady, I said, so tell me, what the hell is your wife's name? And without thinking, man, they give me the name. Just exactly who I thought it was. Stupidity runs rampant on people. I'm not going to say who the name was. It doesn't matter. I've canceled my Twitter account. I've disenabled my Twitter app. Guys, I'm here for patriotism. I'm here to help people. I could care less about what you look like with your clothes off. It doesn't matter to me. Here's something. The hat is and has been the duty elected president of the United States Commander-in-Chief of the military since January 20th, 2017. Now, I wanted to talk about that. That was sent by John Kennedy. But I wanted to talk about that because I was so high about the hat, speaking with the guy the other night. Remember, I did the show early. I was so upbeat. I was so excited. And that being said, feeling like that, I was totally disappointed. But Ron listened to it all, and he calls me and he tells me, and he said, he just told me tonight, he says, you know, the one thing I remember him saying was 3 times in his talk, he said, I am your president. I am your president. I am your president. I would have liked to, and I will do it later, because Ron just told me just before I was getting on the show about that. I would like to do a geometry on I Am Your President. Maybe someone there here with us tonight might want to do it. Guys, I don't know if you've seen the picture that I put out, and I can't put it up here because it has a picture of the hat. But it's a picture of the hat setting, looking a little bit bewildered. And it says, with Jesus standing behind him, and then the American flag behind them. And it says, take courage. The hat. I was arrested on false charges too. Trying to find Bruce for you. Maybe here. Is anybody else having trouble with their phones? I've been having a lot of trouble. Oh, no, this is the... I think this is the auto part. Maybe not. Where are we now? Intel only. What's going on? We did hear from BH apostrophe S late this afternoon from Switzerland, and should be notified, have funds either tomorrow or Saturday. The last time we were supposed to go before the bondholders, but now thinking we might be going more together, and the information we're getting about T4 that we should be notified either Saturday or Monday at the very latest. There was something at 6 p.m. tonight where President the Hat was arraigned, but I heard it wouldn't amount to much, and I did hear that within 24 hours of that, we're getting the RV started tomorrow night about 7 p.m. But we know certain people are saying that we need the public to see political changes on TV. At the moment, the Chinese are not comfortable. They're just not comfortable with what is going on. No, I will say that we need to see it take place, but that it is close to happening. And I believe that too. I believe one of these days we're just going to either get a message or we're going to get something, and it's going to say Sleepy has been arrested. And we all know his family, his crime family. Just listen to that. He'll tell you what he thinks about the Sleepy crime family. I've been busy trying to see how we can help Maui. And some supplies are not getting through to them, but it is complicated. But we already are planning on getting supplies by barge, building materials, and are planning. In other words, he's going to be using that as one of his projects, which made me start thinking, and I approached one of our people and I talked to them and asked them if maybe we could do something. And you know, I'm not going and planning anything, guys, until I know we have the money. I mean, how long can you keep going to people? I first approached my town to rebuild it 5 years ago. I don't say a whole lot because I look like an idiot. And I guess I'm smart enough to prove I'm not an idiot because I don't keep talking about it. General Finch, BRICS ended today with 6 new countries. They, the BRICS has completely abolished the US dollar, which everybody's done that. But see, I want to talk about the BRICS because we keep hearing, think of this now, we keep hearing everything about a strong dollar. It's not going to be the United States anymore. Well, what we're being told is every country in every part of the world, the 209 countries that signed up for gold-backed standard and everything else for the big N, big G, every country, their dollar is going to be a dollar everywhere. So why not bring every 209 countries into the BRICS? Why not bring them all in there and just have them come up with the money? Them create the money for every country. The United States is supposed to be the USTN. I have no idea what China and Hong Kong and Australia and England and Venezuela, I have no idea what their money's called. I could tell you because I probably got some of it somewhere. And a lot of it. But I'm just saying, why don't we all just work together? If a dollar is a dollar, is one going to be $1.05 and they're the strongest? You know, this crap games between the United States and China, the United States and Russia, the United States and the Ukraine, the United States and the world. These crap things, guys, I don't care what anybody says. Right now, people think the United States is a laughing stock, and they're still running the world. I don't care what they say about the BRICS. It's still the United States that everybody's looking to. If it wasn't, why wouldn't everything be done in all the other countries that are ready to go? Because the United States is clearing it up. Not only in the United States, not only saving the children in the United States, but they're saving it every place in the world. That's why. Bruce is very confident that in what I was reading between the lines, listening. That sounds weird, reading between the lines, listening, but it's true. To me, he sounds very confident that if he does come on Tuesday night, it might be just to say thank you. I think we're that close. I'm not trying to butter you up because it's almost done with the show. I'm not trying to butter you up because I don't do that. I'm not going to give you a date, but as I look back over the 14, 15 years me and Ron's been doing this, and I laugh because I seen someone today say, well, now they're saying November. I cannot wait that long. As I said to Ron, I don't want to wait that long. But from almost September to November is a dang lot shorter than the last 14 or 15 years we've waited. I'm not going to turn tails and run. If you can't take it, walk away. We have your information. We will contact you. I suggest you guys take a break over the weekend. Keep your eyes out what's going on. If you want to come in and chat with one another, do. But to go out and just try to get this and this and this, get some rest. You know, John, be there for that grandbabies. You know? We also have to keep our prayers also, you know, we still have Cindy that's in another state because of what's going on. I hope she's doing good. I was taking a nap. Guys, if I don't answer the phone, it's because if I'm not doing a show, if I'm not watching the grandkid, I'm usually laying down. I had okay, what's this? John Expert, Ralph, I had 7 sources talk about the weekend. That's great. I'm hoping it's all good news, John, because I really believe, I remember when I first started following Charlie Ward a long time ago. Charlie Ward swore then along with Nick Venamilian and that old man. I can't think of his name. Kind of creeps me out. But anyway, he knows he's knowledgeable. There's other ones. Mel K. And I remember they said it would happen on a weekend. Now a lot of people keep saying, what's going to happen? You know, Chinese are favorite number is the 8. Well, you know what? So what? My favorite number is a 5, and I live in the United States, so I think it should happen on the 5th. And wouldn't you guys agree? Wouldn't you be happy if it would happen on the 5th? I don't know when it's going to happen. But the one thing I can maintain my confidence each and every day on, it is going to happen. If I didn't believe that, why would we be doing what we're doing? It doesn't make any sense. Restored Republic via the GCR. What do we want to watch? Someone hasn't seen it yet. So anyway, on Tuesday, 22nd August, the global currency reset activated when the BRICS summit launched BRICS Pay, a multi-currency digital international payment system. The White Hats military alignment has assembled in 22 different time zones across the globe, with military actions pending due to the expected deep state reaction, permanent loss of their fiat dollar, money supply through activation of global currency reset. Mask mandates returning. I will not wear one. Unsupported by scientific evidence, motivated by superstition and power, in a battle for freedom and truth, not to comply. Fear is the only thing needed to turn people into slaves. Urgent request for humanitarian aid for Maui survivors. Due to the Tuesday, 22nd August BRICS Summit's announcement of activation of the global currency reset. You really don't have a lot. Marines arrest 67 Maui perpetrators. Okay, speaking a little bit of Maui and what happened. I spoke a little bit ago about teachers. And I really wish there was a way to get teachers more money. And I believe there is, but I don't understand putting on these extra jobs. You know, you want extra money, but you want help. And I've never been a teacher, so I can't judge it. But I had a point to make and I lost it. Oh, the Maui thing. I believe everybody involved in the school that sent them kids home early should be tried for treason. These kids that lost their lives, caught in fires at home when their parents were not available. Now that's the one thing I will say about the school district that I'm talking about. The two of them, Herscher and Clifton, they will not send a kid home unless they know a parent is there. I think what we need to do now, guys, is as we get ready to close this show up, I think we need to just be confident, keep our vibrations going up. We need to pray for the people we love. Right now, at the top of the list should be Myrna with her loss, Boogaloo with her sickness, and their families. Cindy should be there because she had to uproot from her house. Marianne's son should be there because he was uprooted from his house. I believe she said he's back. But guys, we just have to keep showing every minute of every day. We will not surrender. We will not put them things back on our face no matter what they say. I was telling you about the lady who wore that sweatshirt in the post office. Make America great again. She got chewed out by her boss and was told never to wear it again. Never to wear it again at work, because it's now a political statement. She says, I'm an American. I have freedom of speech. And if I want to speak through things on my body, I have that right to do so. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, if she was to wear it again next Friday, next Tuesday, whatever, and they fire her, oh, is she going to be a very, very wealthy lady. But she doesn't want it like that. She wants to be a patriot that shows her patriotism. And why can't you wear? I mean, my goodness gracious. I seen a lady the other day that took a pair of these jeans and she cut them completely so bad to make it look cool. She cut them so bad you could see her underwear. And that was a lady, no man in the world probably ever wants to see that lady's underwear. And I could have got my ass kicked. But I walked up to her and I said, ma'am, I hate to be disrespectful, but that's about the sickest outfit I have ever seen. And you got your kids standing here by you? What is wrong with you? I got cussed out. I didn't care. I'm going to tell you right now, guys, I worked in a factory for 30 years. I've had people say things to me that I didn't even know that word existed. It doesn't bother me. I do want to apologize real quickly. I got a little testy with a couple of emails this week. We all made up. There was no harm, no foul. It's just that they come back and they say, we was just joking, trying to get a rise. But they didn't understand that I was not feeling good. And it's just one of those things. It's just one of those things that happen. But keep these people in your prayers. Keep all of the kids in your prayers. And know it's happening. And know it's about done. Yeah, Bill. Interest rates on buying a house is higher than it's been for 20 years. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. With that, I'm going to say goodnight, everyone. To Myrna and to John and his family for the kids, the boogs and that. We love you. We'll pray for you. Keep us informed how you're doing. Myrna, if you feel the need to call me at 6 o'clock in the morning, hopefully I'll be on the pod again and have my phone. But have a great weekend, guys. And I'm going to be honest with you. I really and truthfully hope that we do a couple more live broadcasts this weekend. I really hope that. So with that being said, good night. Have a great weekend. Patriot 5, Patriot 6. We love you. Good night.